Today I'll be showing you how to create your very own web page. To start with, I'll be showing you how to set up your HTML programming environment, and then I will be going into a few basic things like creating your own header, writing your own paragraphs, and then writing two different types of lists. This is one of many tutorials which I'll be showing you, and they will be gradually increasing in difficulty and complexity as we go along. So first thing I'm going to do is show you how to create your HTML programming environment. So for this I'm using Notepad++. It works perfectly well and it does, it's all that is needed, and it's completely free and quick to download. So what you do is go to Google, type in Notepad++ download, and then click on the relevant links, get it downloaded. It takes less than 5 minutes. And then once you open it, you end up with a blank screen, a blank sheet, essentially exactly saying what I have in front of me right now. And then what you have to do is the next part is you have to declare that in this document that you're using HTML language. And how you do that is the first thing you do is you type in open angle brackets, exclamation mark, doc type, and then space HTML, and then close angle brackets. And what that does is it declares that you're using HTML language in this document. There are various different types of declarations you can do, but to keep it simple, you just need to type in HTML. But you can do other ones, and there is documentation on it because there are so many on the internet. So feel free to take a look at that, because there are so many different types of declarations you can use. And then what you do here is you type in, the next thing to do is to type in HTML enclosed in angled brackets, and then what you do here is below you type in exactly the same thing, but instead of having, you add an extra / to show the programming language that is the end of the HTML. So what you'll notice to begin with is that these sets of angled brackets come in pairs. So notice that we have have 1, 2 here. Notice that the top and bottom become highlighted as well when you click on them in Notepad++. It's a very useful feature. And the same with what we've got here is body, and then same here we've got H1, and then with the P's as well. So that was something that will happen with many tags as you go along. However, there are tags which don't have doubles, but that will come later on down the line in a later tutorial. But for now, it's good to know that these things come in pairs, and the end of the pair is symbolized with the /. So after you've typed in your HTML, you do the exact same thing but for body. And body, so what the body is that is the text that is all about what you're going to show on your web page. So within the body is all the language, all the programming that the person is going to see on their web page. And so that is where we've got our as you see here, hello world, and subscribe to my YouTube channel text, because that is what I want the user to see. So the next thing to do is to create a header, a title for our web page. And for our title, we're going to have H1. And H1 simply means header 1. There are many different types of headers. You can go down to 6 and more. And what they do is they go smaller and smaller text every time. So if I will show you later on different types of headers. But for now, let's just start with one header. And what you do is we have a set of H1, header 1, square angled brackets, and then within that set, I've written the word hello world, and then I've closed it off with that /, and then exactly the same with P. P stands for paragraph, and then within this paragraph, this can be however long you want it, however much you want to type. Within that, it could be an essay, it could be one letter, it could be a number, but it all has to be within the P tag. but for this I've just put subscribe to my YouTube channel. And then once you've written that small piece of code, remember to save it as an HTML file. Save as. Remember to type in .htm for HTML file. I've cancelled it because I've already saved it, but you press save, and then let me zoom in, and then once you press save, you click on it here, and you should get a page that looks a bit like this. So this is our hello world that we've created in our Notepad text editor. And next thing to do is I'm going to show you how to create 2 different types of lists. So we're going to create firstly an unordered list and then an ordered list. So an unordered list is a list with bullet points, and an ordered list is a list with numbers. So 1, 2, and 3. And within each of these lists, we're going to have 3 list items, or LIs, as they're called for short. So exactly the same thing. These come in pairs again. So notice that you have OL for ordered list and UL for unordered list, and LI for list items. So what's very important here is the idea of indentation. Indentation makes it very easy for the person looking at the code to read it and understand it. If you had it all together on the same indentation, then it wouldn't look that great and it'd be much harder to understand. So straight from the off, please remember to indent your work as you go in, because it makes it so much easier to understand, and it makes it easier for you as well. And I know it's very simple now, but when web pages get a lot more complex, then you'll be so happy that you've been indenting this work all this time. So the first thing I'll do is create your unordered list. You just type in UL, and then remember to type in \UL to close it, and then all in 2 sets of angle brackets. And then within each LI list item, I've typed in our text that we want in each bullet point. So unordered list item 1, 2, and 3, etc. And done exactly the same thing with UL, except I've done it with OL. So we should have 3 ordered list items showing with numbers 1, 2, and 3 instead of the bullet points. So if we save that and then go to our web page, oh, hang on. We see here that what we have here is what we had before, not what we want now. And notice that this is because we haven't refreshed it. So we've saved it here, but we haven't refreshed it in our browser. So what we have to do is we have to refresh it in our browser, and then our modified code, whatever changes we made, will be implemented in our browser. So as you can see here, we have 2 different types of lists: an unordered list item, a bullet points, in other words, and an ordered list item for numbers. And what's really good about this is that you can have, you can embed things, different types of tags within each other. So I'm going to have an ordered list inside an unordered list. And notice that I'm also spending a little bit longer on indentation, but it definitely is worth it. And then if we save this, run it, refresh our browser, you can see here that I've got an ordered list inside unordered list item 1. So I really hope you've enjoyed that tutorial. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel and follow this tutorial as it goes along and builds in complexity. But I think this is a really good place to leave off, and I'll catch you next time. Thanks very much for watching.